Hey everyone, this is Laura here from the It Couple, and I just wanted to give you a quick shout out that we have talked about tiny homes, we have talked about our rowdy neighbors, and now we're going to talk about our buying our first home. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the It Couple.
Here you will get to listen to a husband and wife babble
About life situations, enjoyment, and fantasies.
And without further ado, let's start the show.
Hello everyone, I'm Laura.
And this is Xavion.
And together
We are the It Couple.
we are.
We haven't messed up the beginning intro in a while, so it's been a busy week, right? I mean, we've had some crazy events that kind of happen.
Yeah, no, we've talked about obviously some of them. You know, our last incident that we talked about with the police. You know, we were up until like 3 a.m.
Yeah, this isn't the topic of the day, but just because we didn't want to have nothing but police episodes on our podcast.
It is kind of a big contributing factor to our topic today, though. So.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It definitely pushes things forward. Do you want to give the short synopsis of kind of how this all happened?
Well, I think maybe we should just start at the beginning.
Okay.
So, 2 people met and they fell in love and they got married. Well, one of them was still in the military, so we lived on base. And that was the start of our living in other people's homes, renting pretty much and stuff like that. You know, obviously that one didn't belong to an actual person, but, you know, it did belong to the base.
Well, I mean, we already mentioned that you were living out of my dorm, so we just kind of made that agreement. You still had your dorm room.
I mean, after we got married, you know, we came back as a married couple, and, you know, and then we moved into an on-base facility, or a house. It was a townhouse.
Housing area.
Yeah, it was a nice townhouse. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath?
Yeah.
No, 1.5 bath.
Yes.
Because the first floor bath was a half bath.
Yes.
Pretty much it was a toilet and a sink.
Yes, the toilet and a sink.
But yeah, I mean, it was a nice little first dig for us.
Yeah, small, tiny yards, which I like because there's not much to take care of. It was Colorado, and Colorado has the best lawn care service ever. Nature takes care of it all for you. It doesn't grow, and it doesn't need to. And I love that because basically what I'm getting to is I hate doing any type of lawn care. It's just, I hate it.
Yeah, although they did get a little particular during the non-snowy season, like, your grass is not green.
Which was odd.
It's like, there isn't even grass there.
Yeah,
it's like dead.
We had like maybe 5 square foot of grass.
Yeah, and
area.
like 3 foot of that was taken off by this huge, enormous tree in our front yard.
Yes, and they still expect it. And this is like, you know, we see like most, you know, housing areas that are similar in nature. The facilities takes care of that. It just makes sense to kind of have it ran with, you know, the way the things it's laid out.
Yeah.
It's not like you're having I was gonna say a yard of property. I mean, what do you call it? An acreage of property to be mowing down. I
mean, it was just about the grass that could be seen. You know, I mean, we're on an Air Force base. They're very particular about what people see.
And we're not buying any facilities to make sure that we take care of the lawn service for you. Even though this is Colorado, grass barely grows, and it would literally be the easiest job in the world. We're not going to waste a penny on it. You have to go buy a lawnmower.
I think we did throw some like grass seeds down or something like that, but
we attempted to try to grow grass in Colorado, and that was a failure.
Yeah, it didn't work out very well.
No, not at all. And, I think it's just like if they was gonna ding us, then so be it. They can figure out they can grow crap there. It just didn't happen.
Yeah. So anyhow, after that we then we moved to my parents' town in Florida, from Colorado to Florida once you got out of the military, and then I don't know. We've lived in. We've pretty much moved. Okay, so we've been married almost 11 years.
Since we're going to Colorado, I wanted to add this into the story. Okay. I remember right before we left, we saw Obama. He was down there and he was talking about the housing crisis that was happening there and stuff like that. Just to kind of get an idea.
But this was before the housing market crash.
But this was
right?
he was there.
Wait, no, or did it just crash?
It just crashed
when you got out, because you got out in 2009.
Well, you know what? The other people may be close to their computers and may know the facts on that. What I do know is that I saw Mama at Fort Myers, which is where we were buying this home. Not buying
we
this
weren't
home
buying anything.
exactly, but we were getting this.
Oh, I see. You're talking about my parents bought a house down in Fort Myers for us when we were getting out of the military.
Mm-hmm.
I was pregnant at the time, and we were driving all the way from Colorado to Florida. And yeah, so, my parents bought us a place with the assumption that we would then purchase.
Pick up the charges and
which,
payments.
we paid rent while living in it.
Mm-hmm.
And tried to get a mortgage to then buy it, but we found out that, what you were making just wasn't enough.
And not only that, too, is we're two vets that are just newly vets, so we don't have much.
We just got out.
Exactly. So like getting hiring, employment histories, that's all kind of jacked up, or trying to use anything.
Well, transitioning from the military to civilian is a lot more than just getting out of the military.
Yes.
That could be a whole podcast episode all on its own.
And I think we should do that episode. By the way, I'm going to just toss a little bit of love another direction. Phil DeFranco on his show recently had an episode with one of his employees that was in the military, and I really liked it. Really enjoyed it. The guy who spoke on basically on behalf of all military members, but he did an excellent job. A lot of what he said is very much true and resonates with me as well. But I would say, if nothing else, that's a precursor to what we'll express for our own personal stories in the future. Anyway, going back to subject, I keep throwing this off. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's kind of what we do, But yeah, so we're just pretty much talking about our trek to where we are now in the rental crisis. So that one ended up falling through, not just for us not being able to get one, but there ended up being an incident. I don't know. Our daughter had come, and I was home alone at night, and he was on his way home from work, and our alarm system all of a sudden went beep beep beep, and then it beep beep beeped again. Somebody opened and closed the door while I was home, and I kind of freaked out a little bit. Nobody ever came in or anything, and I never saw anybody, but it was enough of okay, no, I'm not okay with this. Where we were living was kind of it wasn't a bad area. There just weren't many neighbors. We have a lot of people that live closer to cities that listen to us. Yeah, you can't even call that the suburbs, though, where we're at. It was kind of...
Correct. Well, it was a half an acre, I guess in diameter, with neighbors, a little bit further down the street. So talking about, there's plenty of space around. So just kind of imagine, like, this isn't like, someone is sneaking through like an alleyway or something like that into a house. It's just pitch black in the woods, darkness in the middle of nowhere, practically. Yeah. Our door-to-door neighbors they're a jaunt apart. You can jog next door and, lose a bit of breath just trying to knock on their door to say hello. And out of nowhere, you have someone knocking. So even if you call the police...
It wasn't a knock.
They opened the door.
Somebody opened my door and closed it.
Yeah, exactly. But even if you called the police, you're going to be expecting to wait some time and deal with the situation before help arrives.
Yeah, and I was a new mom. Our daughter was, I don't know, maybe a month old at the time, maybe 2 months at the most. Not very old at all. I hadn't been home from that long. So yeah, it was scary, and so we then, my parents were able to, make back plus what they had bought on the house, thankfully, and so that was good, and we got out of there and rented our first place, and we've pretty much been moving from rental to rental every year to two.
Yeah, we've lived the gypsy lifestyle, which, well, my understanding is not very uncommon. So,
well, I mean, there are varying levels of when you're renting. You don't know exactly what it is you're looking for. You have this idea. I mean, like our very first after that house, our very first one was this awesome 6th floor, beautiful, apartment, tall ceilings.
Oh, really tall ceilings.
Oh, it was a nice place.
Top floor. You got the veranda. You look off through the field of the golfing area. I'm playing Wii Sports golf.
Right in the middle of the city, pretty much. We were by everything.
Yes.
And it also happened to be by our college that we were both going to at the time and stuff. And
you could literally bike to. Yeah. And that you literally did. And there's another story within that too. We have so many darn stories.
But either way, so yeah, I mean, it was a great place, but there were still some issues with it. That was definitely after the housing crash happened, and it kind of hit this place as well. They had all these buildings that were like they were starting to build, but they couldn't finish building because they didn't have the funds anymore.
Yes, yeah. There's a lot of these clone ghost buildings, literally.
I mean, there were just things that weren't quite finished. We're on the 6th floor, and the elevator broke pretty frequently.
yeah. And 6th floor, you go into you just imagine yourself. You need to go to the grocery store, pick up some groceries. You need a week of groceries for you, your loved one, and your other loved one, the little child, if you have that, and you got to bring all those groceries for a week worth. Up 6 flights of stairs.
Yeah, not to mention we had our dog, so if she had to go potty,
yep.
There was
a lot.
Yeah, I know. And then of course we had our child, which was still under a year at this point, and so yeah, that was interesting, and so we're like, okay, off we go to the next place. So I guess maybe we need a house now, and so we did the house thing, and we did a couple different houses, all had reasons that we left them for one reason or another. Then we tried to do we actually were like, okay, we need to really cut our finances, so we did the travel trailer thing. We were going to live in that, and it was on my parents' property. They have multiple acres, and we're like, okay, we'll do this, and we did it for a couple months.
Yep.
And then I ended up getting a promotion within my dad's businesses, which was an opportunity that at that point we weren't making much, so I was about to make some more, but unfortunately it was long hours, and so we're like, all of a sudden, I mean, I was like, after a week of doing that, of being gone pretty much all the time, I was like, I need my family closer. I mean, I'm driving, it was like 45 minutes just to get home.
Yeah.
So there and back, and I'm gone. I mean, I was gone like 12, 13 hours, probably more than that sometimes in a day. So that was rough. So we're like,
it was horrible work-life balance. That was definitely so like, horrible.
Okay, the travel trailer thing is not going to work out now. Mm-hmm. And so, we got an apartment closer to my work, and then he got a job offer up in Tampa. So okay, well now I guess we're moving up here. And we rented an apartment up here for 2 years. And then my friend she moved into another house. And so we moved into her old house and have been renting from them at a very discounted rate. And we were planning on doing, living here, about, another year, and saving money and getting our finances even more under control. And yeah, that kind of got chopped off a little bit. So, and pretty much because of those police episodes that if you have not listened to, go listen to them.
yeah. This is the only place that we've called the police.
I mean, we've probably
frequent. It's ridiculous.
Actually, as of now, we've called 3 times, and there was a 4th time that they showed up when we didn't call, because a neighbor had called.
Yeah. So totally. The main reason we want to leave, of course, is definitely these police calls. I mean, this is not police calls. Sorry, these
calling
reasons
the police isn't
to call
the problem.
The police.
Yeah,
these reasons to call the police.
It's the gunfire that we're hearing next door that is the reason we're calling and we're leaving.
Yes. Oh my goodness. By the way, I want to say this. When you said starts from the beginning, I thought you were talking about the beginning of the last time we actually called the police.
No, I meant the beginning of time.
You just about went there like so long time ago back in Colorado, and I'm like, wow, I didn't see that coming. I was really just thinking about we were talking about
I felt like we needed to give a backstory of our gypsy lifestyle, you know? Like, hold on,
you did. You definitely did. I mean, I just didn't see it coming. I didn't. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna give that backstory because one, I want to get it out there, but I don't want to do a full episode dedicated to another one of these incidents. So. Here we go, my quick synopsis. All of a sudden we hear bang, bang, bang 4 times. We go there. We can't really identify what direction it came from around us, but we do know that we did hear it.
Wait, are you talking about the one that just happened?
Yes.
Or are you talking about the very first one?
No, the very last one that the last time we called. Anyway, I'll go ahead and let's just knock this out while we're taking our dog out to go or. I don't know what. Just give her a hot dog. Just give her a hot dog. Should we go for hot dog? Hot dogs. Love hot dogs. Anyway, back to the story. So we hear a pop, 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 and if I'm sounding like it's like goodness, this isn't like if because the expected reaction should be like, oh my God, you hear what? And like, no, we don't even know how this is gonna go. So we told the police guy on the phone, which nothing wrong with him. He's doing his job. He's doing the best he can with the very limited amount of information I have. Hey, I didn't see anything. I heard something. It went pop, pop, pop 4 times. It sounded like a gun, and it happened within my neighborhood. Do you know where, by you, next to you? Do you know where it was at? I don't, and I wish I could tell you.
Yeah, I mean, it was close enough that we heard it pretty loudly. I mean, I heard it pretty loudly. I think it was like more like 5 or 6, but I mean, it was definitely like a semi-automatic kind of sound.
And I was more pissed off that this is going to be an interruption for me playing my game. I just want to play a video game. That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah, well, I was going to sleep.
Yeah.
I was like laying down, I'm relaxing, I'm gonna get to sleep, and then, bop, 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 and I'm like, no!
Well, but I think that's the part. That's the part that kind of like it baffles me a little bit. We're not going, oh my God, my life, I'm in danger. We're going, God, this is gonna suck because I'm trying to do something else. Like you just want to go to sleep. I just want my video game. And then we're thinking to ourselves because we asked the question now, which I don't think before. Like the first time we called, we immediately thought, okay, we got to get the police involved.
Yeah.
Our reaction now is. Should we even bother? And
yeah, I mean, and it's not any the police.
It's not a dig at the police.
No,
it's not a dig at the
definitely
police.
not.
Yeah.
I mean, they do the best that they can. It's more that we've now seen. Okay, we call and nothing changes.
Or they don't even come to my freaking door.
Yeah.
Or give me a call on the cell phone.
Well, yeah, I mean, this last time they were like, hey, can you come outside? And so he goes outside, and then the police officer, speeds backwards, and off he goes. And then I see him kind of come around again, and I'm like...
Of course, I'm thinking in my head, oh, no, it's a black guy. Let me just run away.
Actually, a part of me thought that, too. All of a sudden, as I'm seeing him back up really quickly, I'm like, maybe I should have been the one that went outside. I don't want him to accidentally shoot you.
Which again, another fear situation. That's why. So now
yeah, but that's more of a media mongering, I think. Than actual.
But I do think it is is this weird ambivalence to the police direction. Someone did something stupid. Should we call the police? I mean, are they going to do anything, or at least give us the illusion that something's being done? I mean, you want to lie to us? It's fine.
Worried,
just the illusion will be fine.
I was like ducking and covering as I'm like walking towards back where you were at and stuff. And I'm like, walking towards. Are you okay? And at first I was like, it was hey, are you there? You were answering. I'm like, oh my god! Like panic ensued. Hey, are you there? You were answering. I'm like, oh my god! Like panic ensued.
Actually, I didn't tell you that part. I have recently been getting into a game called VR Chat, and I was busy talking to people, and then in the middle you have like pop, and it's like, well, this won't flow in a natural conversation in a VR game.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, wow, did they get picked up on there?
No, they didn't. They
okay, I was gonna say, like, wow, did they get picked up on there?
Eventually, one day we'll get into VR Chat, and you can understand exactly why they want to hear anything that will be the real world. I don't think exists for the most part, but I do think it's interesting. But past that point, that there's definitely events like this that happen so often is what's getting us, I guess, energetic and in the mood to buy a house and live on our own and pick where we want to go.
A big factor of it too is I think we found a city that we're like, okay, we could see ourselves living here at least until for the next however many years and stuff. Living here at least until for the next however many years.
Yeah, Tampa is a pretty decent area. I've had some friends that spent a lot of time with getting me to show a lot of these secret hidden spots of Tampa, and I'd say it definitely changes how my perspective and the perspective of the city. Even if you're just new and you're a tourist and going to some of the events, there's still a lot out there. So I think this is a good city. This is a good city to grow and be happy with.
So grow in a neighborhood that is safer than the one we're currently in.
Yes.
Neighborhood that is safer than the one we're currently in.
Yeah, and I do feel like that since it's happening so often, and I think it's perfectly reasonable that this be anybody going and asking, so why are you looking at buying a home now? Yeah. Well, I'm tired of hearing shotguns at night or people shooting, and it's real. Like you sure you want to leave today?
The thing is,
I still have to control my finances
the urban lifestyle
when you live
in the midst of a city like we currently are. You kind of have to expect those things. I mean, it's kind of a hit or a miss. It's just we unfortunately have a neighborhood that hit or miss. Has that issue, and I don't have a problem living urban. It's just has that issue, with our daughter, the age that she's at and stuff like that. It kind of worries me a bit. And I'm not a fan of hearing shotguns. So I'd say if I ever live in the midst of a city again, it's going to be in a nice tall penthouse of a place or whatever, and I'm not going to have any pets. We've done that before. I'm not going to have any pets. So anyhow, and we've talked about an episode where we've talked about how we love to do the tiny home. So that's still very much something we want to do. After our daughter has gone off to college and is grown
but not
and
in
stuff
the near
like that,
future.
and hopefully we have very little pets at that point. Stuff like that, and hopefully we have very little pets at that point.
All right. We've gotten this far, and I think that now will be a time to talk about what work we have already done. If you've read the title,
mostly this
is a part one. Who knows how many parts there are?
Obviously, bought a house yet. So mostly this is just we haven't obviously bought a house yet. We started with the financial aspect of it. Okay, how much do we feel like we can afford? I mean, there's what the bank says you can afford, and then there's what the bank says you can afford.
Which don't go for that. You want to have space for a living. I don't know who will be in that situation that the housing needs to be so important. Actually, you know what? I do. For people who are in like Las Vegas, because homes go by so quick in some of those areas, so they may be in a different different bracket. But if you're here in Florida,
for the most part,
for
it's
the large majority,
it's a growing city. There's not as many, but we're looking more on the outskirts of Tampa. Not as many, but we're looking more on the outskirts of Tampa. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going
just
to go to the
outskirts that
burbs.
works. There's just plenty of Tampa around.
Yeah,
so
either way, so we've we started obviously with the financials. That is the most important part. But before we went even with the whole getting pre-approved or anything like that, and we didn't even go to the whole realtor department. We started hey, let's go to some open houses.
The whole realtor department. We started hey, let's go to some open houses.
I guess for what we were thinking of is let's we don't need to do all the steps ahead of time, and I think this is probably good advice for other people who may be looking too. We're interested, you're thinking about it.
Yeah, we went to open houses that were still within the price range we were
wants to go in there and take a look.
So it's not like they were way outside of our zone.
Price range we were thinking of.
Yeah.
It's not like they were way outside of our zone.
We're not going to $1 million houses or anything like that. Please support us on Patreon so we can get $1 million house. That'll be so excellent.
$1 million house.
Where am I living?
Okay, so I can have $1 million house. I will convert it into a really extravagant studio.
So we went to a couple different open houses, and we're like, all right, we're starting to kind of get an idea for what it is we're wanting and what we need.
We're starting to kind of get an idea for what it is we're wanting, and
yeah, actually, that's a very important part of what we want to do. It's just okay, so we get into this new market. What do we want in the house?
Yeah, we have no idea.
Because we're thinking right now we just don't want to be shot, but what about the 2-bedroom bath? No, not shot. That would be good. No guns. That'd be great if people just didn't do that. That'd be awesome. So yeah, we do need to define our categories. I think that going out there, this cold, is it cold feet? Cold turkey. Cold turkey. There you go. Cold turkey, and just kind of this getting an idea, going, I like this, I don't like this, and then engaging with a realtor, kind of give us
I guess in a way,
confidence in having that conversation.
Though, as first-time home buyers and people have never really gone down this track before, for the most part, it's still really confusing. I don't know when. Okay, so if we walk into a house and it fits all these brackets, but there's still this side of me going
we walk into a house and it fits all these brackets,
how do I know? I keep asking everybody I know who has gone through the house buying process, what made you decide to buy this house?
What made you decide to buy this house?
I've gotten a wide variety of answers from some of my coworkers that they've all given a lot of good tips and stuff like that. I do feel like one thing that I had added to my requirements, which I will admit I feel bad about it because it does limit us.
I mean, the thing is, there are in our price range, in the areas that we're looking in, there's actually quite a lot that fits our bracket. So I think it's okay that you have this odd thing, because we've talked about it. You can get this awesome, amazing house, but if there isn't a spot for a garden tub, it's highly unlikely we're going to put the thousands of dollars in it to get a garden tub in there.
It's highly unlikely we're going to put the thousands of dollars in it to get a garden tub in there.
Yeah, and we even learned about there's limitations on fences, and the reason why I bring that up is I thought we go into a house, and more likely, who's going to reject saying you can't have a fence?
That was surprising to me, too.
Well,
apparently it's only for,
I know.
We didn't want to really do the community, the HOA kind of thing or whatever at first, but the areas we're looking in, we're going to get it. So we don't have really that much of an option. So we're going to get it. We're okay. Well, they're not gated communities or anything. They're just kind of pretty much.
We've come to the
gated communities or anything. They're just kind
HOA
of
practically not there, but there are rules. And one of the weird rules that we did recently learn about is if it's on the water or pond or whatever.
Recently learn about is some of
them are a little different. There was one place we went to that you can only have the picket or the see-through kind of fences, not a privacy fence. And then others that you could do the privacy part on the side, but then it had to taper off at the front of it.
but then I had to take her off at the.
And I'm not looking to go streaking in my backyard, but I would like privacy in my backyard.
We live in Florida. If we want water, we'll go to the beach.
We're good. We live in Florida. If we want water, we'll go to the beach.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
You know?
We are surrounded three sides. We can find water. If there's a person who is hitting starvation, they are just doing something wrong.
Having a privacy fence outside where we can kind of like walk out there and be like, hey, everybody's not just staring at us. That's important to me.
Like, hey, everybody's not just staring at us.
Oh yeah, and oh my goodness, the winter time here in Florida is magnificent. It is something special. That is our season, winter time. Yeah. Open up the windows, open up the doors, bring a seat out there, put your headphones on, and you just vibe and relax. That's where you want to be. You want to come to Florida during the winter time.
Right. We learned
avoid
that
Disney.
one. Christmas at Disney. You hear how magical it is.
Oh, the hard way.
I mean, it was there was definitely parts of it that you can't experience at any other time. But there was also some interesting aspects. So anyhow, back to our living in Florida and wanting to buy a home thingy. You know, I mean, like we've discovered certain things about ourselves. I guess we like two stories, which I think we already kind of knew that. It just breaks up that one story feeling. You know,
it just breaks up that one story feeling.
Yeah, like and for let's say you have friends or family that come over, there's this unwritten rule that a lot of people just know to follow, except for kids. They don't care about those rules. They will just go up there and apologize after. But if you have a second floor,
right?
Exactly. This makes it so much easier to maintain and clean your home. I just focus on the living room, the open areas. And we're going to be spending most of our time in one of those rooms. But getting the clothes, keeping those
love the ones that have the laundry up on the second floor. And actually quite a few of them have that. You know, in these areas we've looked at. So we're like, I didn't know that this was something we could ask for, but yes, please, if we're getting two stories, I want that laundry up on the second floor.
We're getting two stories. I want that laundry up on the second floor.
Well, it's not even a garage.
Right now, currently, our laundry room is in our garage.
It's like a shed that was converted to, I don't know.
A shed that was converted to, I don't know.
And if you heard our previous episode, you've understood, just the kind of weird monotonousness with the police situation, me being in the garage and them yelling, "Get down!" And it sounds like they're in the garage with me.
It does.
And so second floor be excellent for me. And as far as like the wood floors and stuff like this and some of the stuff, I can say for the most part
even like
that's not
the kitchen. There's a lot of
concentration or focus at all.
Yes, I know. I do. It's such a silly thing to in your garden.
You want an ice maker with what?
I do. It's such a silly thing to
refrigerator that has a water and an ice maker thingy or whatever in it in the door. And one that has crushed ice, preferably, I drink a ton of water, a ton. I have a Brita filter or whatever that I use, that I probably fill that up 3 or 4 times a day, and I'm pretty much the only one drinking the water. And then, of course, I have an ice cube tray, and I used to have multiple ice cube trays. It's just
an ice cube tray. Yeah. And I used to have multiple ice cube trays. It's just
I survive purely on beer. Yeah. So that's in case somebody's making she's drinking all the water. Then how is he I'm just drinking beer.
It would be really nice not to
that's all survival.
Otherwise, I don't like Formica countertop. I really don't. I have an issue with them. But if I have to, deal with it for the time being, I will. I don't need granite. I'm not a needing granite kind of person. I just like the kind of countertops.
I'm not a needing granite kind of person.
Yeah, so we watch HGTV and you see, you want to talk to the microphone?
Apparently.
That's our dog. Our dog has some needs, so she wants some carpet that way she can rub her back on the floor.
She really does.
Yeah, that's an affirmative. You're hearing her going, yes, carpet back, good. Yes, that's what I want. And we've seen a couple homes. One home that I think that comes up every now and then. We nicknamed it the Bland Home, and it's because it was a very bland home. It had everything that we wanted or required, except for the fence. But I mean, it was just, you know, you see like beige homes and stuff like that. It was just very beigey. Nothing stood out. But
it could have. But
I think it keeps coming back because we're thinking,
even though we do have the shotguns and stuff going on in our area, we've never really felt like any of it was ever directed at us.
In our area, we've never really
so
felt
it's one of those things we've never.
Any of it was ever directed at
even though there's a part of us that feels unsafe,
so it's
not like urgently we need to get out of here now. Unsafe.
It's not like urgently we need to get out of here.
Yeah, we're not involved of any of these domestic
Plus
issues.
We live in
we don't know anybody
home,
here,
so
and we don't really go out of our way to try to know people.
Sail along through. We just have to watch out for windows and stuff.
Highly unlikely that they'll sail along through. We just have to watch out for windows.
Yeah, we put plenty of cameras around too, and just to kind of add that extra feel of just,
we're coming out of July, but like June and July, from what I've read, are like high buying seasons. So things like are going very, very quickly, and they tend to go pretty high. So we're like, all right, if we could just kind of hold out, until like for a few months until the fall time frame.
Until like for a few months until the fall.
Duck and cover, keep the 911 on speed dial.
Yeah.
I mean, I know 911 works, but just gotta make sure they're extra close.
I mean, we don't want to rush into anything. So that's kind of our aspect of it too. So either way, we've seen probably two places that we've like.
We've
almost
seen.
We're almost like
two places that we like.
They were close.
Almost.
They are really there. One,
they were close.
Bland Home, I think we could have got it for the price.
The other one just maybe not. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bland per se. It did have certain features
and bland per se. It did have certain.
I think my
flooring,
biggest issue with
had
that one
area
was that
pictures.
the price just like there were things in it that needed to be fixed, and yet the price was at like a top point where I've seen homes that don't need any fixing.
The price was at like a top point where I've seen homes that don't need any fixing.
Correct too. They didn't have maybe that wow factor, but it's like if they had dropped the price maybe maybe 10 grand. Maybe 10 grand.
Yeah, and
it may
area
have been like that
houses
point
are
for
like
us
going
to
pretty
say,
quickly. It's still there.
And then in the area
and they've had like they're doing they've had a couple of different open houses. So it's like obviously it's not quite priced right.
They've had a couple of different open houses. So it's like obviously it's not quite priced right.
Exactly. Well, you know what? I think I want to go ahead and start wrapping this up. Also, our dog wants us to wrap things up. I don't know what's going on.
I fed her, given her water. I tried taking her out.
I even gave her a treat.
She may be listing off more requirements as far as we know in there. Like I
gave her a treat.
I want a backyard with a door that has a little flip so I can just go outside when I want to. And that's probably what she's saying. But I do want to leave off with a small question too. That's I'm not sure exactly how one would answer in the shortest way possible. But can you tell us what would be your preferred home? If you could describe a home at the level of the income you have now, what would you want it or your needs to be met for that price? I mean, if it's something like basically why I wanted the price point limitation is because if you want $1 million home, you don't want everything. I mean, I want a landing. Exactly. So what I'm saying, at the price point you're at, what is something you feel like, okay, this has to have that for me to really get a house? And let us know if you are interested into getting to the house market, or when or if ever you plan to get into the house market. Yeah, and I guess we're good here. Yeah. So I'm just gonna say it. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time, take it easy.
See ya.